Hi besties! Welcome back to my channel. And for those who are new here, hi, I'm Candy from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. And on my live streams, I talk about things that people like to know more about Macau. And this also gives me a chance to show people how cool Macau really is. Yeah, so how is everyone today? Oh my gosh, I'm not sure why. I keep thinking it's like a Friday or something. It totally does not feel like a Monday at all. It's like, those kind of weeks you're just kind of like, oh, you're kind of just really like tired, you're ready for the weekend, that kind of vibe to it. So it totally feels like a Friday, okay? And then I was asking like my sister, I was like, yo, is today actually Monday? It totally does not feel like a Monday at all. And yeah, so I feel like it's really funny. I just want to share with you guys. Like, how is everyone doing? Let me know in the comments how you're doing. I hope you are well today, and thank you for joining my live stream. So on last week, I went over part 1 of how to register your business in Macau. So for part 1, I just really mentioning about like, how to do business names, your research, and like how to cancel your business, sharing your business afterwards. And like for today's live stream, like I'll be going over part 2 on how to register your business. So mainly today's like topic is about like taxes and trademarking, which I think it's gonna be pretty fun because like trademarking, yeah. So how we're gonna do this, right? And like, I was really overwhelmed last time when I first started this whole registration, your business process kind of thing. Like, it was just so many information. I didn't know where to start. My friends couldn't help me. And like, literally, like, I had zero help with this, okay? Like, I had to really depend on myself for this whole business process registration. And I'm just like, that's why I really wanted to create this live stream. So hoping that you can avoid all the mistakes that I made and have a smooth sailing business registration process. So yeah, I just want to save you time and money. Oh hi, I just want to say hello. Hello Jong, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a fabulous night, and thank you for joining my live stream for today. And yeah, so for like, for my last week's live stream, I was like, oh my gosh, I was complaining about how like the business registration in Macau was really frustrating for me because I couldn't read Chinese. Like, and I just like, official documents I have a lot hard time with. And the government website, it does not tell me anything, okay? It doesn't tell me where to start. It doesn't tell me like where should I go, all these kind of things. So right now, like, I'm hoping for this live stream, I'm really telling you all the basics, so at least you have a framework on how to deal with it. And just like a quick background, like I registered my business as a one-person limited company, meaning that I'm the only person running it. Like, I have no shareholders or whatever it is. Like, I'm basically running it. And limited company, meaning that like I am separate from the company. Like, we're separate entities, we're not together. If it's together, that's sole proprietorship. So just separate entities. So like, just me and the business that way. So obviously, like, if you have more than one person running, if you have shareholders and all these kind of things, then obviously it might be it's probably a different procedure than I did, right? But you know what, let's just get started with this live stream. And as I mentioned previously in my live stream, like, there are 3 places you have to go to register your business. And like 2 important ones that you have to go, like no matter what happens, you have to go for those. And one that like I suggest you to go if you just want to protect yourself, like trademarking. Like, to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of people want to protect your logo, whatever it is, your business logo, but I totally think you should. So what are the 3 places that you should go to? So the 3 places you have to go to is, number 1, the business registration name. So you're just registering your name. Number 2 is the Finance Services Bureau. So it's near the BNU Bank area in Macau. And number 3 is the Economic and Technological Development Bureau. So that's like basically like trademarking, and that's across from Johan. So yeah, so mainly for today's live stream, I'll be talking about the Finance Services Bureau and also the Economic and Technological Development Bureau. That's a very long name. It's really hard to pronounce. So I was like, looking at the website, trying to get more information, and like, okay, maybe like I need to search it up so I get to know more about this website, it's just to learn and know what they do. And this is the definition for the Finance Service Bureau. Like, this is what it says on the website, okay? So it says, endeavor to engender a favorable tax environment, develop framework that envisage, I think that's how you say it, envisage a modern public finance and asset management system, and enhance quality of service, making the Financial Service Bureau a wholly trustworthy public development in the Macau community. And you know what? After reading that, I have no clue what it meant. Okay, very honest with you. Like, okay, English is my first language, right? And I have zero clue what is it talking about. I feel like there's too much fluff in this. To be honest, I feel like your mission or vision, whatever statement it is, just a one simple line, and that really helps. Like what? Like, I couldn't even pronounce the words, to be honest, and it's kind of funny. Like, to me, like, this whole website definition means nothing to me. So this is my version of what the Finance Services Bureau does. It is where you do taxes, register taxes, when you have a business. There you go, short and simple. And after you register your business, you will need to go to like Finance Services Bureau to register taxes. Like, this is mandatory. So like, after you go register your business at like, another office, and then like after you're done with that, you go to like the Finance Services Bureau. It's like just telling them like, hey, I have a business. And it's like, these departments are somewhat entwined in a way. Like, they're somehow like, they do get information from each other. So it is very important for you to register. And I just really want to tell you about like a funny story, right? So when I was registering my business, like the lady there was like telling me that, oh, I had to go to the Finance Services Bureau right away, like after applying my business name. And this was before my name got approved, okay? Like, I had no clue. She was just like, oh, you have to go to like the the Finance Services Bureau right away. And I was like, oh, okay. So I literally went after I like, handed in the paperwork. And like, to be very honest with you, I totally do not agree to do that. Like, I'm 100%, I do not agree to do that before your name got approved. Like, I recommend going afterwards when your business name is approved. And I'll tell you why. Because I had problems with my name, my business name, because my Chinese name and Portuguese name didn't match. So what happened? I had to go again in the business registration office and then the Financial Services Bureau to fix it. Okay, so here guys, that's why I mentioned heavily to go find a legit official translator office to translate your business name, okay? Because then, like, it's really important to have your Chinese name and your Portuguese name, like, those business names are aligned, or else they do not approve it. So obviously, even if you have Portuguese friends, okay, if you see like if there's someone looks like a Portuguese and like you're asked for a translation, I don't recommend it unless they do work at those official translation offices, or else please go to official translation office for this, okay? Because literally, like, I went to the Financial Services Bureau the second time and they just kind of gave me the look. They were kind of like, what the heck, right? And I'm like, yo, I don't know, like my name just didn't work out, okay? Like, I can't do anything about it. Yo, I told him straight up. I was like, yo, like the business registration just told me that the name didn't match up, but they told me to come right away. Like, it's kind of like, that lots of question marks in a way. You're kind of like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I really don't recommend it, and I highly suggest to go after your business name is approved, and before that, go to the official translation office, okay? And I also mentioned like to bring extra copies of your ID. Like, you know what I mean by that is like, you know, just photocopy your ID front and back on one sheet of paper. Bring like 10 copies, like seriously. Because this is the department that will need copies of your ID, and you can't ask them to copy it for you, okay? Like, I don't know why, like, you know, I feel like the government should charge like $10 per copy. Like, I'm willing to pay that $10 per copy, okay? But like, you know, and they just don't, like, you know, when you ask them, oh, I forgot to bring a photocopy version of my ID, they just go like, well, we can't do anything for you, you know, like, you have to go out and, like, you know, have it photocopied. And the funny thing is that I have to walk at least 5 to 10 minutes to a photocopy place. And, you know, imagine, like, during summertime, especially in Macau, during summertime, it is wet and sweaty, like, you know, and you need to walk, like, 10 minutes, and you lined up for, like, a certain amount of time. Okay, imagine that, okay? But sometimes, like, you know, they are very nice, so it really depends if, like, you know, the person's in a good mood or not. So hopefully the one you get is, like, super nice, okay? I was really lucky for the first one. I got super lucky. Like, he was so nice to me. Because, like, you know, why I mentioned that you need copies of your ID is because you have zero clue when you need them, especially for government documents. Like, you want to be prepared, then later on finding out during your session, you're like, oh, damn it, like, I should have photocopied it. And then you have to line up all over again. So I'm telling you, bring your photocopy versions of your ID. Like, bringing your ID is like, you know, they don't really care. They're just like, oh, but they need photocopy version of your IDs. And yeah, and there are, so for the Financial Services Bureau, there are a few forms that you need to fill in. So there are like, I think there's 3 forms, and then 2 of the forms, they mail it to you. Like, by a certain date, I feel like a certain month, I think like every month, it's like the tax season, and then basically they'll mail it to you. So one is M1. M1 is like opening the business, so it's just a proof of document that, okay, you opened the business. And number 2 is like, still it's M1 also. I guess the M1 has like 2 branches, and it's called taxes declaration. So for example, like, oh, did you make any money this year? Okay, like, yeah, did you make any money this year, and how much money you made? And if you make under a certain amount of money, then like you don't have to pay your taxes, if that makes sense. So you get exempt if you're going under a certain amount of money. And then the 3rd sheet is like the N3, N4 employment sheet. So what that means is that, oh, if you have like employees in your company, and like how much you're getting paid and all these kind of things, like how much you're paying them, and you need to write it all down also, so they have a record of it. So I think these are the 3 forms that these are the 2 forms you have to fill. 1 form you already have, because when you open the business, that's M1, so you already have it. Remember to keep this sheet, it's very important. And then M1, M3, M4, like the taxes declaration, and also the employment sheet, that's like, they'll mail it to you every, like, during the tax season, they'll mail it to you. And yeah, so for M1, like, for M1, you're opening a business, right? So what is it? So you fill in the basics, like what industry you are doing and your initial capital investment. Like, I have asked the office worker there, right? And I didn't know, like, you know, I'm just a one person, okay? You can't expect me to like know like how much to invest in. I don't know how much I invest in my business, right? It's kind of like, okay, I have this business. It's you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know like how much I write, right? So then the worker said that, oh, okay, the minimum you can write is like $10,000. So this is basically what I wrote. I wrote like $10,000. And then, like, you know, for the sheet, when you get the sheet, there's gonna be numbers when you check it off. So for when you just when you first register your business, you should check number 1, number 2, and 2.1, and yeah, so those are 3s. So number 1, it just means new tax registration. Number 2, a business venue record. And 2.1 means like opening business, like, you know, what you're doing with the sheet. It's because you're opening a business. So let me repeat that. You have to check number 1, number 2, and 2.1 when you first get the sheet. When you first get a sheet, you put your business name down. Why am I explaining this? Because they don't have it in English. Like the sheets are not in English. It's in Chinese or Portuguese. So that's why like I'm trying to go over it with you. So that way you have like a better understanding of what to do. And like if you need to change your business name, like me, like, oh, I made a mistake and I have to change my business name, then you have to fill in number 5. You have to fill in a new sheet and you have to check number 5. And like, you know, if you're like me, if you need to shut down your business, you'll have to cross number 10. So that's like, it means like shutting down the business venue record. So that's another sheet. And like basically like you have several sheets and you have to copy again, copy again, copy again kind of thing. So that's why like remember to keep all those sheets. Whatever changes you make, keep them. Even though you close down your business, still keep them. Whatever happens, you still have these kind of sheets. Because they're not going to give you any copies afterwards. Like, which I feel like it's kind of weird. I wonder why they don't give me a printed version of the copy, right? Like, they just, like, I literally had to handwrite all of these sheets every time. Literally, like, you know, I did like 4, I filled in 4 sheets and I had to like I had to write them like 4 times. And I feel like kind of like, okay, it's very redundant, especially if you have like a long name. You have to fill in the Chinese name, Portuguese name, English name. And it's just kind of like, okay, I have to fill in your address also. So that's why like, so that's why it's kind of like, oh, okay, like, I just hope that they could do a better, you know, they can make a better, as in like printed copies for us, like not me filling up all the time. That wastes a lot of time too, right? So remember to bring a pen also, okay? And for the other ones, like the M1, M3, M4, so M1 again is the declaration, taxes declaration, like how much money you made. M3, M4 are like employment. They're easier to fill in. Like they will mail it to you, as I mentioned previously, I think around February, like around January, February, March. I don't remember details anymore. I remember it's like January and February, I think. And M3 and M4, like you don't need to fill in too many things if you are the only person in the company. Like really, I think you just like sign. I think you just sign the front and sign the back and that's it. And you'll need to write more if there are other people in your company. Like if you have employees in your company, right, then you just have to list out their name, their ID, and also like name, ID, and also like how much they make. So that's what they make. And yeah, so these are really easy to fill for M1, M3, M4. I filled it right away because I had to close my business within 3 months, because you know, I registered for sole proprietorship and I talked to my lawyer about it, and my lawyer was like, oh my gosh, like you should have registered as a limited company. So I had to close down my sole proprietorship to apply for a limited company. So that's all you see there. Lots of process, lots of lag time. It drove me nuts. I was having like, you know, white hair coming out and I was stressed out. I was like, oh my gosh, guys, like I don't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's why I received my M3 and M4. Like they literally hand it to me, but usually they do mail it to your place. Like for M1, if you have declaration of taxes, like if you don't have any income or anything, you could just write 0. Like, right, you're not making any money, just write 0. If you are making money, then I suggest to really keep accounting, what is that, like accounting notes or something, like, you know, just to keep your transactions in check, all these kind of things. But yeah, and like cancellation is a very simple process. Like because I had to cancel my sole proprietorship, right? So I did do my cancellation also. Super simple process. You will need to do this before you go to the business registration office, right? Before you shut down your business at the business registration office, you have to do this taxes first. You have to cancel your taxes first, right? And simply you just like fill in the form and that's it. Basically, I think you just repeat the same thing. But you know, as I mentioned just now, you just fill in number 10, shutting down your business, and you fill in your M3, M4, and M1 kind of thing, and then basically they'll have a stamp. They'll be like, boom, 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 like, okay, your business is closed. And I just and remember to keep all your sheets even though your business is closed. Okay, like remember don't like rip them up or like burn them after you close your business. Don't do that at all. Okay, like literally you have to keep your business. Okay, I'm being very serious. Keep it even though it's closed. Keep it. You need to lock it up in a safe or something. Okay, like this is very important. Always keep your sheets. And I also mentioned that they do check if your business is there, like legit. Like I put my business as like my house. I just put it as my house address, and they literally went, like they just came knocking on my door one day, like legit. And I was actually really surprised. Like I was just like, wow, okay, like they legit check if the business is there or not. And yeah, like I thought that was pretty cool. That just making sure that, yo, you're not making a fake company, right? Like they actually check. So the next thing I want to talk about is trademarking, which I think is like, I think out of the three, like taxes, trademarking, or business registration, I think I have the least difficult time with trademarking because it's like logos, it's like colors, and it's kind of like easier for me to do. Like it's more hands-on, less information, right? So that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, trademarking, totally my thing, guys. And like my tips when you go to trademarking office, so that is the economic technological development bureau. So it's like across, or it's near Johan, so it's near Johan. And then like my tips when you go there is to bring scissors, glue, and loads of copies of your trademark. Okay, like don't bring tape, like do not bring tape. They will not count if you use tape in your application. I did that once and they're like, I'm not accepting it because you had tape. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and they don't have glue either. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Like, how come the office does not have anything? Okay, I literally had to bring my own, like, it's like, it feels like art craft, it's like you need to bring your like scissors, and you need to bring your glue, and like, you need to cut it up and all these kind of things, right? So again, they do not accept it if you bring tape. So when you go to the Economic and Technological Development Bureau, remember to bring like scissors, glue, and loads of copies of your trademark. Okay, so what trademark does is just protecting your, I think it's mainly used for like protecting your logo, so third parties can't use it, and you're just protecting it, right? Especially if you put like a lot of heart and soul into something you made, for example, right? Obviously you want to trademark it to protect yourself, right? Imagine like someone taking it away from you, and you work so hard, and you'll be so devastated, right? So that's why I'm like literally telling you to register for trademarking. So the cost for trademarking is $1,000 MOP per section. So 1,000 MOP is around like what, 1,000 divided by 8, so it's like 100 something USD dollars. Like it is quite pricey in my opinion, but I think it is totally worth it to protect your logo. Like really, I think you should definitely protect your logo at like any chance if you put so much hard work into it, and like and you just don't want people to take it away, right? So what is trademarking? So trademarking is used to like identify and promote the owner's products or like services, and like to enable the consumer to distinguish them from the products and services of other traders. Like mainly is to prevent third parties from using the trademark without the owner's consent for the products or services for which it is registered. So that is like their website version of trademarking. And then trademarking, to me, simple terms, it just means that protecting yourself from your hard work. And just to mention, like it will take around 8 months to have your trademark approved. So really apply early. Like if you know that this is going to be a trademark, I would just suggest like just apply early. You know how like the lady mentioned that like, oh, after you finish registering your business you should go to the taxes department? I kind of disagree with that. Like I would just go after the business registration when your name is not approved yet. I would go for trademarking because I know that this is the trademark or the logo that I'm going to use for my company, like I would just go straight for trademarking because it takes 8 months. I know it takes 8 months to have your trademark approved, and to be honest, like 8 months is such a long time. I feel like there's so many changes, or there's gonna be so many changes in your life already, and I don't even remember what I did like yesterday. Okay, so imagine 8 months after, you're just kind of like. But yeah, so that's why I recommend apply early. Like remember to apply really early for the trademarking. So you will need to fill a form when you apply for your trademarking. Like on the first line, it'll ask you if your trademark will be under your name or under your business. And like, according to my lawyer, if it is something you have created yourself, it is better to have it under your personal name rather than a business, your business registration. Because if your business shuts down, you'll lose the trademark. However, like if you apply it under your personal name, as long as I am alive, the trademark is going to be with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the trademark is going to be with me as long as I'm alive. Like, as long as I'm breathing, living, eating, whatever it is, it's going to stick with me. But like if it's business, no, you never know whatever's gonna happen to your business, right? So that's why if you apply it under your business, then it's kind of like, if it shuts down, unfortunately, your trademark is going to go down too. And then like because it's under your name, like even though you have, if you're like me, I have my own business, and like the trademark is under my name, I can technically lend my trademark to my company, and that is okay. Like I would say it's like protecting yourself in a way also. I think that from what I heard from my lawyer, like if you do that, you have to sign this form or like contract or something just saying that, oh, this business is like okay with like using the name, like using the trademark that you have provided, right? And for trademarking, there is a list of sections you can apply for your logo. Like for example, like you can use it for services industry or marketing products or toys. You'll need to select which trademark is suitable for you. And like as for example, like you can't put, like they have different sections, right? And you can't just copy the whole section. Like they'll give you examples, they'll give you like toys, pencils, for example, like toys, pencils, rulers, or like whatever it is, right? Like if your trademarking does not apply to that, like it doesn't relate in that way, then like don't write it down. They'll question you. They'll like, okay, like are you gonna do this? And you'll be like, no. Then they tell you that, oh, you don't have to write it. So you need to select which trademark is suitable for you. And you may need to apply the same trademark to a few sections, like so for example, like, okay, I need to apply for services. Okay, I applied, that's $1,000 right there. I need to apply for stationery, that's $1,000 right there. Oh, I need to apply $1,000. I need to apply for apparel, like clothes, right? That's $1,000 right there. So it does add up in a way. Like it gets kind of pricey. It's $1,000 per section. It ain't cheap in my opinion. Not very cheap at all. Okay, and my tip for you, if you have a logo, is that if you have a name that's very specific, like have a specific name and drawing of the logo, you put them together. Don't separate name and like text separate. I would recommend putting it together, because then like if you're separate, it doubles the cost, and it's like more money, right? And then if you put it together, that counts as one trademark, so people can't copy your logo. Like even if they change the name a little bit or change design a little bit, they can't use that. So basically you kill one rock with two stones, because you have like the drawing of the logo and the specific name together. So that's what I recommend, that is to have like your name, your business name, and drawing of the logo. Like if your business name is nothing really special, then I guess you don't have to like trademark it. But like for me, I have a very special specific name, and that's how I want to protect it. And they will also be asking you the specific colors of the trademarking, like like you have to write what color your trademark is. And then I think for me, I just thought, oh, I have like pink, orange, green, brown kind of thing. Just write like whatever colors you see. And then like apparently I asked the office, they said that you will need to renew every 7 years for your trademark. And if someone does challenge you and they go like, oh hey, oh this person didn't use that trademark, you'll need to prove that you have to use the index section, right? For example, for merchandising, I applied for like merchandising, like apparel, for example, right? And someone challenges me like, oh hey, you never used it for apparel for your logo before. You know, I think when people challenge you like that, it means that like maybe they have a logo and they need to use it, and it maybe like maybe it's a name, maybe it's like a name logo, right? And then someone's like, oh, I need to use that name logo too, right? So I have to show proof that I did use it for a trademark for merchandising. Like you can like, you know, dispute about that. And you can also check for other trademarking. So I know that they do have a website online from the Macao government that you can check for like other companies' trademark and to see what kind of trademark. So that's what I kind of did, to be very honest with you. Like I literally just went out to see if it's the same competitors, for example, like, you know, other competitors. I do check the website and see what services they do apply. So like, you know, I don't have to ask my lawyer about it. I could just like secretly just take a look and you're like, okay, like, you know, just like kind of search kind of thing. You're like, oh, okay, so this is what they did. Okay, and you just like take notes of it. So that's my tip for you. Like literally go on that website and just take a look for your competitors to see what they have registered. Because usually if you have a big company like and you're in the same industry as the big company, and you just check and make sure you protect yourself. And remember to keep your receipts, as I mentioned previously. Remember to keep your receipt, no matter what it is, whether it's like your taxes, M1, M2, M3, M4, or like, you know, this trademarking. Like trademarking is like simple sheets. Remember to keep them, because it's gonna be 8 months, and if you lose them, they're not gonna give you another copy. Like seriously, they're very strict on that, so they're not gonna give you a copy if you're gonna lose them. So like, you know, just remember to like lock it in a safe, like somewhere you'll remember, like somewhere you're gonna be like, oh, okay, like this is where I put it. Like I put it in this big Hello Kitty folder, okay? Because like for me, I like so I just put everything together. I have this big folder and I just put everything in together. And again, as I want to mention that, like, for all the tips that I just mentioned, or like all the things that I've been to, this is just my personal journey, and I just want to share with you guys. I am not a lawyer. I don't study law at all. My background is not in law. Like, really, go see a lawyer if you aren't sure. Like, I am not in the law field by any means, and yeah, I'm just like sharing my experience on how to register your business in Macau. So yeah, well, that's basically my today's live stream. Like just a quick go over to really how to register your business. Like I hope this is like a really good basic knowledge on like how to start your business. Like do let me know if you have any questions in the comment section on YouTube and Facebook for the Porkchop Bun. You know, if you have any questions, really just ask me. Like as your best friend in Macau, I do want you to avoid all the mistakes I have made, and also like, you know, just to give you like a lot of tips. So hopefully you have a smooth sailing journey when you register your business. And yeah, I just want to say like a big thank you for everyone for watching my live stream today. I just want to say hi for all of you who is here right now. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for joining me on this live stream on like a peaceful, cold Monday night. I mean, like, oh my gosh, like, don't you find like today's so chilly today? Like I actually find it like super chilly. Like, you know what? You know it sucks at this kind of weather that's kind of like cold and hot at the same time. Like, you know, sometimes I wear too much and I get all like sweaty, and sometimes I wear too little and I'm just so cold. So yeah, like really the weather is not stable lately. Like, come on, right? But yeah, I just want to say, like, oops. I just want to say, like, a big thank you for watching today. And, like, thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the likes. Like, thank you for being here for today. And yeah, I'll see you next week on Monday at 9:30 p.m. Let me know if you have any questions. You can leave it on the Porkchop Bun the Facebook page, and also if you comment below on the YouTube comment section, I'll make sure to do my best to answer them. And yeah, thank you for joining. This is Karen from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. Bye everyone! Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye!